Okay, hello guys. This is a PSR S670, and today I just want to give you some basic knowledge on how to actually set. I'm just beginning with the worship tutorial, and then next time we shall be doing a praise tutorial. And actually, I really use very simple settings, but I know they sound good. So first of all, this keyboard is very simple. If you understand it very well, it's very simple, and it can give you a very good sound output. So for example, for my voice one, what I do, my voice one is just here. I use what we call the concert grand piano. So you come to the right one, you press the upper button on right one. You just press it once. It will give you, so many voices on the screen. And actually, I prefer using concert grand. Concert grand just sounds amazing. It's the first voice on this keyboard. When you just press this button and then you press the piano and electric piano, it will give you concert grand. Okay, concert grand. And then, so this is how it sounds. Even just play something even without adding anything. Then my right two voice, I'll come to right two and press this upper button here, the part select. Then I will come and choose what we call Suitcase EP. Suitcase EP just sounds amazing for worship. So this is how it sounds. That is what we call the Suitcase EP. So when I combine both, this is how they sound. Yeah, that is how both of them sound. So for my bass, I just prefer using sub bass. So I'll come to the left, the upper part, the part select. I press it, then I go to guitar and bass. Then when I go to guitar and bass, I select this bass called sub bass. So there is one thing that I want you to understand when you are setting your bass. I think my camera person will just pan into the screen, zoom into the screen, so that I show you exactly what I want you to understand. So for example, when you press, you'll get the sub bass, but just below the screen we have something called voice set. So you use these are called the keyboard keys, these ones that are below the screen. So you come to number 5, the lower one, then you just press it once, it will open the voice set. So what I want you to understand concerning this, We have the volume, we have the depth, we have the offset, we have octaves, then we have something called monostroke poly, we have what we call parameter time, then we have other options. So we are not going to set everything, but the volume, you will set the volume depending on the output that you want. But there is something that you need to work on, this thing called depth. Your depth should be 110 and above, your depth, the touch depth should be 110 and above for it to give you a very strong bass. So for example, you will realize if this volume, if this depth is, let me put it to where it's usually defaulted, it's usually defaulted at 64. So if I return it to 64, then I put the volume to maximum, this is how my bass will sound like. You know, you see even the volume of my keyboard is at the end, but you know, the bass cannot go beyond this. But then I want you to, let me do the opposite. I now take my volume to 64, which is the center, 64, and then I now take my depth to around 110 and above. This is 110. Okay, it's you know, it sounds like it's equally the same with the first one. So when I adjust my volume a little bit, you see the bass becomes stronger. But if I choose to put even my volume at 124, but then I reduce my depth, you know, I reduce my depth to something like this is 29. You see, the bass is very weak. The bass is very weak. The bass is very weak. So what gives this bass strength is what we call the depth. So you just set your depth to something good. Then when you come to this thing called monostroke poly, just make sure it's at poly, because when it's at mono, it will allow you to play one bass at a time. Now when you play octaves, it gives you that woo, you know, you see that effect. Many of you complain that it sounds bad. You know, so when you want to remove that effect, you put your bass at poly, not mono. Now it should be at poly, so that it can allow you to play octaves. Even if you are playing a 7, you know, you can do a lot of stuffs and you will not hear that effect. So I think I've cleared up with the bass. Another thing that you really need is what you call a sustain, you know, because the sound will not sound, it will not give you a good output when you don't have sustain. So many people have been asking me, you know, where do we get the sustain function for the PSR 670? So you just come to the function button. You press the function button once, then you come to something called voice setting. Then you press enter. You'll just get at the screen here, there is sustain on and off. So when you press this, it's off. Here it is off. Here it's off, I'm sorry. Here it's off, and here it's on. You know, so if you don't have a foot pedal, you just come to the function voice setting, you put your sustain on. But if you have a foot pedal, then you can just directly use your foot pedal instead of, you just turn this one off, and then you use your sustain pedal. So that is how I've set my keyboard. And then for the beat, you can choose to the beat that you want. For example, for me, I'm using a programmed beat from my flash disk. So if you have a flash disk, you will come to the user stroke expansion stroke user button. You press it and you'll get all the beats that you've loaded in your keyboard or the ones that are in your flash disk. But if you don't have, you can, you know, move around these buttons, the style buttons, and get a good style for yourself. And then for you to get a worship that sounds amazing, what you need to do when you play, this is the part A of my beat. But if you want it to sound amazing, you use this thing called the multipad control. So multipad controller has so many things. When you come to the select button here, it will give you a page. It has so many things inside it. So you just go and look for something called, there are some parts called shakers and tambourine. Shakers and thumb. You activate them, you just enter, and then they will come. They will load themselves here. So when I play this beat, you know, I add some shakers. Don't add all of them. I can choose to add maybe 1 and 4. Hear the difference? You know, the beat sounds amazing. Without them, you know, the beat is quite dry. But when I use the shakers and the tambourine, you know, it gives the beat some good percussions that fill them. Now my keyboard is complete. I've set my keyboard and it's now okay. It's ready to be played. So those are my settings. Very simple, you know. You can hear how they sound. Very simple. But if you use strings, I have not limited you. If you are using an S series keyboard, it only gives you two options. You can choose to use concert grand and strings, concert grads and concert grand and maybe pads or any other voice. But for me, I prefer it being that way. But if you're using a keyboard that an SX keyboard, S670 or S690, you can have the two voices, then the right three, you can choose to add some pads, right? Or you can choose to add some strings, and it will just give you a good output. In case of any question, just get to the comment section and then comment it by asking your question, and we are going to work on that. May God bless you. Just continue subscribing to this channel. Just like, just share this video, and God is going to bless you. Just continue staying tuned, and you'll be updated for more lessons and more tutorials. May God bless you, and may you have a good day.